Hey there, today I'm going to pour out everything I've discovered about love: how to give it, how to get it, and how to keep it alive. You don't need to pick up the five love languages. I'm giving you the whole deal right here because I want you to start loving better today. I've spent decades as a counselor sitting with couples, watching marriages crumble and then bloom again, and it all boils down to one thing: love speaks different languages. So pull up a chair and let's figure out how to make your relationships sing. I stumbled into this truth years ago in my little counseling office. Couples would come in, good folks, loving folks, but miserable. She'd say, "I feel unloved." And he'd say, "I'm trying my best." Sound familiar? I started noticing a pattern. They weren't speaking the same language. Love wasn't the problem, communication was. See, we all have a love tank, an emotional gauge inside us. When it's full, we're happy, secure. When it's empty, we're cranky, distant, even ready to quit. The trick? Fill in your spouse's tank, or your kids, your friends, in the way they need, not just the way you want. That's where the five love languages come in. Let's start with the first one: words of affirmation. Some folks feel loved when you say it: clear, kind, specific. "You're amazing with the kids," or "I am proud of you." I counseled a guy, Mark, whose wife Jill was starving for this. He'd mow the lawn, fix the car, busy showing love his way, but she'd sit there feeling empty. One day I said, "Mark, tell her what you admire about her." Took him a week to try, but when he said, "Jill, you're so patient," her eyes lit up. Words matter: compliments, praise, even a sweet note. If this is their language, speak it loud. Watch out, though. Harsh words cut deep here. One insult can drain their tank fast. Next up, acts of service. This is love you do: cooking dinner, running errands, fixing a leaky faucet. It's not about slavery, it's about care. I met a woman, Anne, whose husband, Dave, would whisper sweet nothings all day, but the trash piled up and she felt ignored. Her language was service. When Dave finally took out the garbage without being asked, she beamed. Tank full. It's got to be voluntary, not nagged. Think, "I want to help," not "I have to." Little things, washing dishes, picking up the kids, say, "I love you" louder than words for these folks. Then there's receiving gifts. Some people feel loved when you hand them something tangible: a flower, a coffee, a thoughtful trinket. It's not materialism, it's the thought. I remember a dad, Bill, whose daughter, Sarah, lit up when he brought her a $2 keychain from a trip. She didn't care about the cost, she felt seen. Perfect gifts match the person. Know what they like, make it personal. Miss a birthday? Ouch, that's a withdrawal. But nail it, and their tank overflows. Oh, and the gift of yourself. Being there in a crisis, that's gold for them. Fourth is quality time. This is love through attention. Eye contact, no phones, just you and them. I had a couple, Mike and Lisa. Mike worked late, paid bills, thought he was loving her. Lisa just wanted to walk together, a real talk. Her language was time. When Mike finally sat down, no TV, and asked, "How's your heart?" she cried with relief. It's undivided focus: dates, chats, even sitting quiet. Distractions kill it. Put the screen down. Give them your presence and they'll feel cherished. Last one: physical touch. Hugs, kisses, a hand on the shoulder. This is their "I love you." I've seen it with folks like Tom, whose wife Sue withered without a cuddle. He'd buy gifts, talk sweet, but no touch. Her tank stayed dry. One night, he held her hand during a movie. Boom, she melted. It's not just sex, though that counts. It's closeness. A pat, a rub, holding tight when they're sad. Neglect this and they'll starve. Touch them right and they're full. Here's the secret. Everybody's got a primary language, usually one, maybe two. Mine's words. I thrive on encouragement. My wife, Carolyn? Acts of service. When I vacuum, she glows. How do you find yours? Ask, what makes me feel loved? What hurts when it's missing? For your spouse, watch what they ask for. Nagging about chores? Service. Craving a hug? Touch, or just ask them, what fills your tank? I've seen couples figure this out and turn fights into dances. It's not rocket science, it's love made simple. Now, lovin' ain't always easy. We tend to speak our own language. I'd praise Carolyn, but she'd stare at the dirty dishes. Took me years to learn hers. That's the choice. Love their way, not yours. John 3:16 says God gave. Love's a gift, not a feeling. Even when you're mad, you can do it. I've counseled folks through affairs, silence, rage. They'd start small, a kind word, a hug, and tanks filled up. Marriages healed. It's not instant. Takes weeks, months, but it works. Love's an action, friends, not a flutter. What about kids? Same deal. My son loved time. Camping trips kept him close. My daughter, gifts, a doll from a trip and she'd beam. Watch 'em. Tantrums mean an empty tank. Fill it their way and they'll thrive. Friends, parents, even coworkers, everybody's got a language. I've seen a boss turn a grumpy team around with a few good jobs. Words in action. Let's get practical. Today, pick one person. Spouse, kid, pal. Guess their language. Words, say something kind. You're enough. Service, do a chore they hate. Gift, grab a candy bar, hand it over. Time, sit, listen. 5 minutes, no interrupting. Touch, hug 'em tight. Try it a week, watch their face. If it's off, switch, experiment until you hit it. I've seen silent dinners turn to laughter doing this. You're not fixing them, you're loving them. Love's not a mystery, it's a skill. I've watched couples on the brink, empty tanks, ready to bolt, learn this and stay. One lady, her husband cheated. She spoke his language, touch, with a daily pat. Took months, but he came back, tank full. Another guy, his wife nagged. He gave her time, walks every night. She softened. It's not magic, it's understanding. You've got the power to fill tanks, mend hearts, right now. So, there it is, all 5 languages, straight from my years of listening, watching, living. You don't need more, start speaking love today. Words, service, gifts, time, touch, pick one, try it. I went from a clueless husband to a tank filler because I chose to yarn. You can too. Relationships don't die from hate, they die from empty tanks. Fill 'em and love grows. Thanks for hanging with me, folks. Drop a comment. What's your language? Hit that like if this clicked, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you next time. Go love somebody right. Today.